I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify, and to make America respected around the world again.
Biden's victory raises both hopes and doubts in Beijing. China wants Biden to end the trade war, remove Trump's tariffs on Chinese goods, and to stop blocking Chinese tech giant Huawei. It also expects to collaborate with Washington on combating climate change and the pandemic. But on national security and human rights, Beijing recognizes Biden's White House may be more effective in working with airlines to counter China.
Middle East countries don't all agree on what they want from Joe Biden's administration. On relations with Israel, some want the US to broker more deals, like those between Israel, United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain. Others are opposed. On Iran, some Gulf countries are irritated by Biden's plans to revive the 2015 Iran nuclear deal and want to be closely involved in talks. A lot is expected of President Biden in the human rights field. There are also hopes for a mediated resolution to the humanitarian crisis in Yemen and Syria and the refugees issue.
India enjoys bipartisan support in Washington. Much of President Trump's policy towards India is likely to continue under the new president. India certainly expects a more robust support from Joe Biden against Chinese aggression on the Himalayan borders by building a broad coalition. India wants the curb on H-1B visas, which allow Indians to work in the US, to be lifted.
People in Mexico and Central America want Joe Biden to end some controversial migration policies. One of them still keeps thousands of asylum seekers in the US waiting in some dangerous Mexican border cities until their cases are decided. Other concerns from Latin America are if Biden will finally support stronger sanctions against Nicolás Maduro in Venezuela, or how he will deal with Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro, one of Donald Trump's biggest supporters in the region.
Nigeria wants Biden to reverse President Trump's travel ban policy, which has subjected the country to visa restrictions and only allows new immigrants to stay temporarily. The Nigerian government also wants Biden to support Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for the World Trade Organization Director General job. Ngozi has the largest support of members, but the US, under President Trump, is blocking her. On human rights issues, the Nigerian people want Biden to intervene, especially after the EndSARS protest violence, which he commented on. But the Nigerian government won't want that.
Most European countries, and Germany in particular, hope the Biden administration will represent a return to a transatlantic relationship which shares and champions democratic values and traditional diplomacy, which will work together on issues like climate change. However, having said that, many here anticipate some bumps in the road. The controversial Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which will double the amount of Russian gas coming into Europe, will no doubt continue to irritate Washington, as will the subject of defence. Germany doesn't meet NATO commitments on defence spending. There's a big debate both here and in the EU over whether it could and should increase its own military capabilities.